The DP World Tour had an absolutely electric finish, and it's an example of why Live Golf needs to change more to their format than just the number of holes being played. We're going to talk about that and more here on Golf with Mitch, your daily 10-minute update on what's going on in professional golf. Welcome to Golf with Mitch, your daily 10-minute update on what's going on in professional golf. The DP World Tour just had an awesome finish. Matt Fitzpatrick won in extra holes, beat Rory McIlroy, and that wasn't even the most exciting part of the tournament. It was all the groups coming in to the last few holes and seeing who was going to make it into the playoff or win the tournament. The reason it was super cool, in my opinion, was because the course format. The 18th hole was a very gettable par 5. Now, I've talked about this in the past, but Live Golf with shotgun starts, you never know where the last hole is going to be for whoever wins the tournament. They could be on hole 2. They could be on hole 7, 14. Who knows? But with this situation, it's very interesting because there were a lot of people who are right within striking distance, and knowing that there is a gettable par 5 to finish the round, there's so many people who had a chance to make it, and that's exactly what happened. Matt Fitzpatrick and Rory McIlroy, that was essential for them coming down the stretch. Rory made an eagle putt on 18. He was 16 under par, made an eagle to get to 18 under, and tied Matt Fitzpatrick to go to a playoff. Tommy Fleetwood ended at 17 under. He nearly made an eagle putt to also be in that playoff. So again, super important down the stretch as a fan to know what holes are coming up, where there are scoring opportunities, and help build that storyline as it progresses. So there are a lot of people in the running, right? We had Ludwig Oberg, who ended at 17 under par, one stroke out of the playoff. Laurie Cantor, Tommy Fleetwood, Rasmus Nygaard, Peterson, all at 17 under par, one stroke away. And with that par 5, it was very, very gettable. Cantor was a tough situation because he wasn't even able to birdie that hole. He ended up making par to stay at 17 under and nearly missed out. Now, he's a story I want to talk about just to keep you updated on what's going on in the world of professional golf. He was paired with Rory on Sunday coming down the stretch, and Cantor has an interesting story because he is the first person who played on Live Golf who just earned his PGA Tour card back. Now, there's a few routes that players are able to do this. The one thing you need to be aware of is that in the legislation or with the lawsuits and the tour bans and whatnot, one of the big things is that you can't have played a live event within the last year. You have to be a year out from the last time you teed it up on live. And Laurie Cantor is past that. And he paid the fines. He joined back on the DP World Tour and started playing really good. He actually got within the top 50 of the official World Golf rankings and was able to play in the Players. Now, he's a name that's not super common. I didn't know much about him, who he was. That also is part of the problem, I think, with Live, is they've got a lot of golfers that no one really knows. They've got some really, really big names, the people like Bryson, John Rahm, but then they've got people who aren't as well known. And Laurie Cantor isn't super well known, but his story now is super cool because he was able to earn his tour card back. So he played on the DP World Tour, got in the top 50, played in the Players, continued throughout this whole DP World Tour season, and ended up being in a tied for third to end in the DP World Tour Championship. And he was high enough in the season-long running for DP World Tour to earn his PGA Tour status back. So he's the first person ever to defect and then come back. So huge congrats to Laurie Cantor. Super awesome for him. He made on live $5.6 million in earnings on course. I don't know if he had a signing bonus. That's not public. Again, probably because he's not as well known as some of these other guys who had a more public announcement or it was more well known what they made when they first signed on with Live. But Laurie Cantor, regardless, made $5.6 million playing on Live, paid the fines to DP World Tour, and worked his way back and has full status again on the PGA Tour. So huge congrats to him. Awesome story. Another great story is Rasmussen Nygaard Peterson. He was 17 under par, one stroke off the lead, but his last 5 holes are what were electric for him because he is also trying to earn his PGA Tour card. And so on the last 5 holes, he had to go 5 under in 5 holes, and he did it. He ended up going eagle, birdie, par, birdie, birdie, and made it by 1 stroke to where he is able to earn his tour status. So that's the great part about this off season. It's kind of the end of the PGA Tour and the end of the DP World Tour. I've talked about this with FedEx Cup Fall. To me, the most interesting thing about these storylines is more of what's coming up in 2026. It's kind of priming the pump to get ready for the 2026 season. So there's some really cool storylines like Rasmus making it, Laurie Cantor getting his status back. Another great storyline this week was the FedEx Cup Fall Series in Bermuda. Another first-time PGA Tour winner is Adam Schenk, wins for the first time in Bermuda. So he was able to lock up a few exemptions for the upcoming years. First ever win, so his life is going to change as far as what events he's guaranteed in, and playing in some of those events are going to help him get into more and more events. With the new format of the PGA Tour, getting into signature events where the fields are limited, you are able to earn a lot more FedEx Cup points, and it all kind of ramps up for you. If you're able to get into some of those events and continue to play good, it's a lot easier, I should say, to build on that momentum. So keep an eye out for Adam Schenk, who just won. Joel Damon was a surprise to me. He was qualified to play and exempt into this tournament in Bermuda and didn't play. So I don't know if he had something going on or what that story was. There wasn't a lot reported on that, but he is now sitting at 117th and needs to be in the top 100 in the FedEx Cup Fall. So keep an eye on Joel. There's only, I think, one event left, and so he's got to either win it or be pretty dang close to the top if he wants his full status for 2026. So there's a lot of exciting things happening this last weekend in golf. For me personally, I was able to play a few really cool courses. Played Tobacco Road for the first time. We're going to talk about that more later this week. But we got some good things to come. Appreciate you tuning in. We're going to talk more about professional golf and what's going on going into this offseason here on Golf with Mitch. Subscribe so we can get this thing rolling. And I appreciate all your support. We'll talk to you soon.